You spend all this time training hard, putting in the hours, so the last thing you want to do is get disqualified. Make sure you know the rules ahead of race day, because it's amazing, even the obvious ones can suddenly slip your mind when you have that added stress of the competition. In non-drafting races, you must keep the set distance behind the bike in front of you. But when it comes to the swim, there are no drafting rules. You're allowed to get as close to the swimmer in front, and basically the closer you get, the more advantage you'll have. Well, that leads us on to the drafting rule, and it's pretty clear in most races, but make sure you go to the race briefing, as sometimes the distance can vary. But there's something that isn't always as clear, and that's the time which you have in order to drop back if you've been overtaken. So say it's a 12-metre drafting race and you have 5 seconds. If an athlete overtakes you, you then have to make it to 12 metres behind them within that 5 seconds. In the cycling, make sure that when you overtake, you always overtake on the outside. So if you're doing a race in the UK, we'd cycle on the left, that means you overtake on the right. And check the rules, even when overtaking, you quite often have to stay within the white line in the middle. If you're going out for a training ride or riding with your club, you wouldn't dream of taking a gel out of your pocket, eating it, and then throwing it on the roadside. So the same goes for race day. Make sure you know where the drop zones are and you can leave your litter in these areas. And if you do drop your litter outside of it, it's a violation and you can quite often be disqualified. In most big races, and definitely in Kona, you'd be hard-pressed to find a bike that's not a time trial bike. So in non-drafting races, there are no rules as to what you can ride. So if you've got a bike sat in your garage, you have no excuse. Why not go and do your first triathlon? Staying with the bike, and this one's actually a common mistake, even if you do know the rules inside out. It's the helmet. Make sure when you come into T1, the first thing you do is put your helmet on. You're not allowed to remove your bike until your helmet is securely done up. And the same comes when you're coming back into T2. Run in with your bike, keep your helmet on until your bike's securely racked, and then you can remove your helmet and off you go. Now this rule is an obvious one, but just make sure you know the course markers. So different races will have different coloured buoys. Make sure you know on the swim which side you've got to be of them, and the same for the bike and the run. Transition areas are different in every race, so make sure you've checked it out beforehand. Sometimes it can be quite a long way to run until you're allowed to get on your bike, so make sure you know where that mountain line is and you don't get on your bike before it. And then vice versa, when you're coming back, do not try and get off your bike too late. That's often where the problem comes, because you might be speeding into transition, trying to make up time, but make sure you've got enough time to stop safely and get off your bike before that white line. Knowing these basic rules inside out and then checking anything specific to your event ahead of race day will make sure that all of your work won't have been wasted. But if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, like, and to subscribe to GTN, just click on the globe. And if you want to watch a video on triathlon jargon busters, just click down here. And for a video on unwritten rules, click here.